You know, in addition to this Mardi Gras YouTube series, I've published the Mardi Gras Guide magazine. I've done books about Mardi Gras and individual crews. But for the past several years, I've had the pleasure of working with the Fox 8 local First News team. And we've done quite a few features on Mardi Gras. And here's one of them I hope you might like. The colors, the lights, the exquisite detail. All a dream come true for a kid from New Orleans who liked to draw.
My mother was sick. I painted a mural for her on the hospital wall, and Doc says, well, Blaine, do you think you could design and paint a parade? I'm 20 years old, I could do anything.
And that's how it started. That mural, which was a way to pay his mother's medical bills, caught the eye of Dr. Henry LaRocca. LaRocca, also the captain of the crew of Allah, he saw something special in the young artist and hired Blaine Kern in 1947 to build the floats for the West Bank Parade.
Neighbors would come in and help building the first floats and all that. But I mean, in the beginning, I didn't have any money to pay anybody.
And it didn't take long for Rex to come knocking on his door. Captain Darwin Fenner loved his work, but decided Kern needed to learn more from the masters.
He sees my work, sends me to Via Reggio, Italy, the Carnival in Nice, Valencia, Spain, and I went over and learned how to make pigment, make molds, brought all this stuff back home, but the rest has been history.
It has been history. Your association with Rex goes back almost 7 decades.
I'm the guy, I'm boasting now, my wife says you shouldn't brag, but made Rex float look like it looks today. And man, it's been a love affair because that's 67 years later, my company still does the Rex Parade.
As Kern finessed his talents, one day Walt Disney himself came calling and personally offered him a huge opportunity.
I stayed out there a couple of days. I came home and I went to see the captain of Rex. I said, Captain, I'm going to Hollywood. I'm going to go work for Walt Disney. He said, son, you go to Hollywood, you're going to be a little bitty fish in a big pond. You help make Mardi Gras grow, you'll be a big fish in a big pond. So I took his advice. And it might have been the best career advice the now 89-year-old has ever gotten. The work kept coming. My first Allah parade, I owned the floats. So I was running to Gretna, Grella, to Pandora. In other words, I started renting floats, and it allowed me to do more and more elaborate floats, just doing that.
Sure, and that allowed people who maybe didn't have big budgets or a lot of money, we can start a parade. That's exactly what happened in the late 60s when Kern helped launch the crew of Bacchus. And since then, Kern and his team of artists have pushed the creative limits on floats for the super crews of Endymion, Muses, and Orpheus. Could you possibly have dreamed back then?
No. What it was going to become, no, I could not. But I always felt in my head, in my heart, that I was, it sounds corny, but I just had things to do. I don't even know what it was. I just always felt that I was trying to go to the next step beyond. And I've always felt that way. And I dream every night of my life in Technicolor, for God's sakes. I really do to this day, Arthur. Not all the time, but really and truly.
Yeah. Be similar to what we have here.
His son Barry now runs the Kern Studios, and it does parades and creations all over the world. Remember that offer from Walt Disney?
But to this day, 67 or 80 years later, we did Euro Disney, Tokyo Disney. You go to Disney, half of everything out there, Kern Studios, Blaine Kern Artists has done it.
Floats, can they get any bigger? What can we do with floats?
Listen, I envision 2 giants, 40 feet tall, just where they don't hit their head, walking around in the Superdome. A king walking one way, a queen walking the other in the middle. I'm envisioning hologram. I just wish I was around for another 50 years.
Maybe you will be.
Who knows?
In New Orleans, Arthur Hardy, Fox 8 News.